Hello and welcome to This Week in India Science. I am Subhra Priyadarshini. And today we journey from the depths of space to the cells of the aging body with a stop at a beetle lab in Delhi and a COVID toolkit in Varanasi. First, we start with the story of the most massive black hole merger ever detected. Earlier this month, astrophysicists announced that they had detected a cosmic whisper called GW231123 ripple across the universe. What made it extraordinary? The two black holes that collided and merged were 137 and 103 times the mass of our Sun, firmly within the so-called mass gap, where according to theory, black holes shouldn't even form. It was a landmark moment for astrophysics, the most massive black hole merger ever detected. And it was a landmark moment for Devnandini Mukherjee, a gravitational wave scientist and a postdoc researcher at the University of Birmingham, one of the people who made the detection possible.
What's remarkable is that both black holes seem to lie in a proposed mass gap of 60 to 130 solar masses, a range where we don't expect black holes to form through the standard stellar collapse models. Also, both black holes seem to be spinning near the maximum rate allowed by physics, which is what makes this event even more unusual.
She works with the LIGO Virgo Kagra collaboration, one of the largest scientific teams on Earth. Events like this merger challenge our understanding of how black holes form. Devnandini wrote a social media post in which she hinted that the culture around such big science might warrant some change to recognize those who work on the front lines. With hundreds of co authors listed alphabetically, individual contributions often go unnoticed, especially for women and early career scientists.
Certain big collaborations list all of their authors alphabetically in their collaboration wide publications. So even if you lead the work or contribute significantly, you won't be singled out in the author list. Now, that makes visibility a real challenge, especially for women and minorities. We are fewer in number, especially in astronomy and astrophysics, which still remains pretty male dominated. And historically, our contributions have been overlooked, ignored, sidelined, etc. And so the time spent on such collaboration wide papers also does not have the same reward as first author papers, even though you could be doing more work. And that affects networking opportunities, job opportunities, recognition, and even confidence.
What Devnandini suggests is clearer attribution practices and safer, more inclusive workplaces because behind every cosmic discovery, there is someone debugging at 3 a.m. Read about authorship in mega science, the need to amplify women's roles in astrophysics, and what it takes to catch a whisper from the cosmos in an interview with Devnandini Mukherjee this week on Nature India. Now, from the cosmos to the coronavirus. In Varanasi, researchers have built a computational tool that explains how the SARS CoV 2 virus keeps slipping past antibody treatments.
This gives us a molecular level map of how the virus outsmarts certain antibodies. Also, importantly, how we might outsmart the virus in return. It opens a path to engineering more resilient therapies against current and future pathogens.
That is Aditya Padi from Indian Institute of Technology Varanasi. His team found that mutations in the spike protein's receptor binding domain, the very place sotrovimab latches onto, are altering the protein's shape, weakening the drug's grip. The collaboration, which included scientists from Shillong and Guwahati, shows how digital models can preemptively track viral resistance, potentially staying one step ahead of the next variant. We have a research highlight on this on Nature India this week. Next, we zoom in on something really small, the red flower beetle. In most kitchens, it's a pest. But in a Delhi lab, it's a window into how our immune systems evolve under stress. Evolutionary biologist Imroz Khan at Ashoka University and colleagues pricked over 165,000 beetles by hand across 30 generations. They wanted to see what happened when they are infected by fast and slow bacteria alone or together. And what were the results? The results were when beetles faced a slow growing pathogen, they adapted. But the fast growing one overwhelmed their systems. And when both hit at once, the beetles struggled to evolve resistance to either of them. Now, co-infections are the rule, not the exception, in people, livestock, or in wildlife. This study helps us understand why vaccines sometimes fail to produce lasting immunity. RNA sequencing showed that the beetles' immune responses were skewed, as if the fast pathogen was hijacking the system. It's a cautionary tale in the age of zoonotic outbreaks and antibiotic resistance. Fast pathogens don't just spread, they basically sabotage. Read about this research on Nature India this week. Finally, in this episode, India is aging and fast. By 2031, over 100 million Indians will be 70 or older. But a key to aging well may lie in something surprisingly simple: muscle. Muscle is a metabolic organ. It regulates glucose, inflammation, even brain health. And in India, we are losing it too fast. Arvind Ramanathan at the Institute for Stem Cell Science and Regenerative Medicine, INSTEM, Bengaluru, argues that muscle mass should be at the heart of India's public health strategy. He points to a staggering fact: grip strength is a better predictor of all-cause mortality than blood pressure. Sarcopenia, or age-related loss of skeletal muscle mass and strength, has a diagnostic code globally, but in India it's invisible. In Vellore, 40% of older adults already qualify as sarcopenic, and the consequences could be deadly. So, what's the solution? A muscle centric aging model, strength clinics, better diagnostics, protein focused diets, especially for women who are more vulnerable to muscle loss. Ramanathan says it is time to shift from a healthcare system that reacts to aging to one that prevents decline before it begins. Read a comment on this by Ramanathan on Nature India this week. That's all this week in India Science. From black holes to beetles, COVID to core strength, science is reshaping how we understand health, evolution, and the universe itself. You can find links to the studies and voices you heard today in the show notes. I'm Subhra Priyadarshini. Thanks for listening. Until next time.